What is going on, y'all? This is another episode of ENA. We got time. I'm Alex here after another devastating loss of the Giants that happened last night. We're over there in Orange, Bill Belichick. We're on Atlanta, so I'm not going to talk about that too much. But let's talk about the Sunday games. Appreciate all y'all for checking this video out every week. All my subscribers, all my followers, all my supporters. I appreciate y'all. Let's go ahead and dive into it. First up, we got Bengals at Bears. So I like this game in a sense of I think Justin Fields could possibly come out this game. Now, maybe it's too soon. Maybe Andy Dalton looks good, but I think he might flash in if Andy Dalton plays bad. But this is a game Andy Dalton should win because the Bengals defense, if we're being honest, isn't all that great. So he should win. And the Bengals are coming off a win last week, so let's see if they can build off of that momentum and, maybe for a couple weeks make a little noise in the division. So that being said, I'm gonna go with the Bengals on this one. I think Andy Dalton is a serviceable quarterback, good backup, but I think he knows his time is getting close. So I'm gonna take the Bengals 24-21. Next up, we got Texans at Browns. Big thing just came out. Baker and his team said they're willing to do contracts during the season. So I don't know how much that's going to play into it. The Texans, they just handily beat Jacksonville, which isn't saying much. But the team overall, they look good. They handle business and they got the W. The Browns just lost a heartbreaker to Kansas City due to a couple of things. I'm not going to nitpick who did what, but the Browns lost to a team a lot of people have at least going to the AFC Championship. So, for contractual reasons, I believe this is somewhat of a big game for Baker because if you look at his team overall, he probably has a top 5, if not top 3 team overall when you look at the totality of it. So, for him to get that big payday, this is the type of game he has to handily win. And also on top of that, the Texans are going to stack the box. They're going to try and stop Chubb and Hunt. So if they could go out there, give him a nice solid game, 275 to 300 yards. He didn't have to go crazy out there. 2 or 3 touchdowns, just beat him soundly. I think that'll definitely help his case and getting that bread. So next up, we got Rams and Colts. The Colts are going to be featured on Hard Knocks during the season. First time ever in history. That should be interesting to see. I know the Colts have a couple injuries that they're dealing with at the moment. Matt Stafford looks amazing. I'm not going to lie. I've never been that big a fan of Matt Stafford while he was with the Lions, but he looked really good. He looked really good the other week. So, with the Colts just having the injuries that they have, and Carson Wentz, I'm still not 100% sold on him with this team. I'm going to have to take the Rams 30-17. That's just my pick. Bills at Dolphins. So this is a big game for a couple of reasons. The Bills got soundly beat by the Steelers, who a lot of people thought weren't even going to be that good this year to begin with. And a lot of people had the Bills, as I said earlier, the Chiefs, a lot of people have them in the AFC Championship. So, they have big aspirations, and they just paid the quarterback a ton of money. So he really has to come out and show that he can do it on a high level. Dolphins, they coming off a good win, good divisional win. Now, it's still very early in the season, but if the Dolphins can go up 2-0, that makes them look really good in the division. And people might, depending on how Josh Allen plays, people might start looking at him a certain type of way if he can't go and handle business. But, me personally, I got Bills 24-14. Next up, we got Pats versus Jets. The biggest thing in this game is going to be, can Zach Wilson withstand Bill Belichick's defense? I know their first-round draft pick, Mekhi Becton, he's out, so that's going to be a big loss. Mac Jones in this game, he really just has to be a game manager, because I think with the playing style that Zach Wilson has, I believe the Patriots defense can cause a turnover or two in this game, and Bill Belichick's record against rookie quarterbacks is astonishing. So I got the Pats winning this one pretty soundly. I got it 24-10. I think the Jets are going to come out. They're going to try and throw the ball around, and they're going to play right in Belichick's hands. So that's how I got that going. Next, we got 49ers at Eagles. Here is an interesting game. If you checked out my last video, I said I don't want the 49ers fans to get too excited by beating up on the Lions. The Lions are a terrible team, and from what we saw last week, they proved me right. But there is one outlier about that. The 49ers, even though, you're up a lot and they won, they let them come back in the game. And if you didn't watch the game and you just saw the score, it really wouldn't show you what really happened in that game. The Eagles played a really bad defense. I don't know how else to say it, just overall bad defense. So both of these teams I'm really not sold on from that great week 1 performance. But if I have to pick, I think I'm going to go with the 49ers on this one. Even though they have all those injuries to the running back, there's a guy, Lokatimi Mitchell, not too far from where I'm from. Shout out to him. He did a hell of a job with him. So I think they keep running the ball. I want to see Jimmy G try and get some more stuff going. Make some good film for the next team he's going to go to, because this won't be his job for too much longer. But I have the 49ers winning this game. Close ball game, 28-24. Next up, we got Raiders at Steelers. The Raiders have a couple injuries. Josh Jacobs is starting running back, incognito, starting offensive lineman. They are out. So with that being said, we all know Pittsburgh overall defense. They can get to the quarterback. T.J. Watt just got paid a ton of money. I don't think the Raiders are going to beat Pittsburgh, just for the simple fact I think the Pittsburgh are just an overall better team. And I think with them losing one of the offensive linemen and their starting running back, I think it's going to make it really hard for them to run the ball. I'm not too big on Pittsburgh's secondary, but I know they can get pressure. So in this game, I got the Steelers winning a pretty ugly game, 20-14. Next, we got Saints versus Panthers, nice divisional game. Now, everybody's sold out, excuse me. Everybody pretty much wrote Sam Darnold off as soon as it just let him go. I picked him up as a backup quarterback in my fantasy for this one reason only. Sam Darnold, in time he's been at, has had zero offensive players be selected to go to a Pro Bowl, nothing. He hasn't had really a lot of talent around him. But now that he's in Carolina, there's DJ Moore, there's rookie Terrence Marshall, big body receiver. But the outlier everybody's missing is Robbie Anderson. If you remember, Robbie Anderson was with Sam Darnold in the Jets, and he got paid in Carolina. Now they're back together. You saw what they did last week. I think that connection is going to be really good. The Saints played out of this world believable. I don't think anybody saw that game coming. The defense looked really good. The offense did what it had to do, and they beat Green Bay pretty soundly. The Panthers, on the other hand, this is a divisional game. We know divisional games, for the most part, there's really not too many blowouts, or at least scores like Green Bay versus the Saints. So, if I'm being realistic here, I'm going to have to take the Saints. 27-24. Next, we have Broncos at Jags. Trevor Lawrence is going to learn pretty quickly in the NFL. And when he walks on the field, if he doesn't know it already, he's not the most talented quarterback a lot of times on the field. And he's also not going to have the best team on the field. ETN was a huge loss for him. Charts back, which is a great help. But I want to see him try and get that running game going with James Robinson, who played really good last year. So I didn't really see the point in drafting the running back so early. I thought they could use people in other areas of the team, but that's just my opinion. But like I said, the Broncos don't have Jared Judy, or they don't have and they don't have Ronald Darby that's starting corner. So that being said, I got the Broncos win this game. I think Teddy Bridgewater does just enough to win this. No, you know what? 24-13 Broncos. Next up, we got Vikings at Cardinals. No Griffin, no Kendricks for the Vikings defense, which has kind of always been somewhat of a staple. They pride themselves on defense, even though, they've had an array of talent on the offensive side as of late. Stephon Diggs, who just left, Justin Jefferson, who's right up there for Rookie of the Year last year. And, Thielen, we all know what he does. So, for me, it's more so who's going to outscore who. I think both of them have a pretty comparable defense, with all that being said. But I think the Kyler train keeps rolling. A lot of people forget he started off last year really hot, and then he had that shoulder injury that kind of derailed that season. Now, will he have a game like last week? That I'm not too sure about. But I believe this will be a good game. I got this game being 34-28 Cardinals. Next up, we have Falcons versus Bucks. So let's just see, if Kyle Pitts could get some rhythm going, see if he get him a couple passes. That's really all I got positive to say about the Falcons. Bucks by a lot. Next up, we got Cowboys versus Chargers. The Cowboys, as of late, have had so many injuries. Offensive lineman is out. He's suspended. D-Law's out. Gregory's out. Your two best pass rushers. And on top of that, the Chargers just went and beat Washington, who a lot of people have as one of the best defensive fronts in football. I want to say they have, out of the front seven, they have, 4 or 5 first-round picks. Chase Young just won Defensive Rookie of the Year. So they can generate some pressure. So with that being said, I think that's going to be under a lot of pressure. I don't think Zeke's going to get many yards. And I just think, the Cowboys are going to do what we've seen them do as late. Go down very early and then make the game look somewhat decent at the end. I'm not going to pull no punches on this. I got this 38-24 Chargers. Next, we have Titans at Seattle. The Titans, I don't really know what's going on with them. I knew that defense was suspect, but I didn't think it would be this bad. We all know how Russell Wilson starts off these years early, hot, MVP discussion. Seems like he's going to be on that road this year, playing a subpar defense. I think he's going to throw for about 3 or 4 touchdowns again this week. But if the Titans want to go out there and try and make a statement, y'all have to get Henry involved. It doesn't matter that he got a decent amount of carries. You need to get him more carries. You signed Julio to come over there, big body receiver. You got Brown over there as well. This is supposed to be a 3-man, one of the best triangles, you got. One of the best running backs, a really good duo for receivers. This should be able to generate some points. And I believe the Titans are going to go out there with the Seattle Seahawks not having that good of a defense as well. I think this could be a very high-scoring game, but I do have Seattle winning this game 35-27. Next, we have Chiefs versus Ravens. Run, Lamar, run. You lost one of your offensive linemen. That didn't help. Mahomes looks like Mahomes has looked since the beginning. I really don't know how much Latavius Murray and Le'Veon Bell are going to help with the run game, meaning as though they're a little older. But I saw him miss a couple routine throws that should be very, very simple, very easy for a quarterback. his experience should make. We all know that Lamar Jackson said the Chiefs are their kryptonite, and I don't think that stops. Frank Clark's coming back. Honey Badger, I believe, is back as well. They have no other injuries. I got Chiefs winning 42-28. 21. Lastly, we have the Lions at Packers. So all this relaxation and kumbaya stuff Aaron Rodgers has been talking about, I believe he's going to show it in this game. The Lions are coming to the Packers. You know, we all know Aaron Rodgers plays really exceptionally well against divisional teams. Can we get is there going to be a Devontae Adams sighting? Probably so. I don't really believe all that much in the Lions. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, one of the starting corners for the Lions is out for the year, so that's not going to help. I believe Aaron Rodgers is going to get this train back rolling. You know, I think he's going to put up some points, and I think he's going to do some great things out there. And you know, everybody's going to get off his back just for this week. You know, like, hey, look, I can still do this at a pretty high level. What you saw week 1, that's nothing. Watch what I do this week. Also, side note, I thought this was nice to add in. Williams, the running back from Green Bay, he's coming back. He had a pretty funny. He stood at the podium press conference and he talked about how the Packers didn't want him and how, you know, how he liked it over at the Lions. So I want to see how much he's gonna like it when they lose all these games this year. But you know, he looks happy. So I'm curious to see how he's gonna play, being as though this is his game back in Green Bay. You know, I'm excited. I hope he does well, but they're going to lose. It's going to be 33-14-ish kind of game. I think Packers win by 3 scores. And that's it, y'all, man. That's it. We got some big things coming up. We got a roundtable talk we're going to do for the channel. I think that's going to be really nice. Y'all be on the lookout for that. That's about it, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Another week, another prediction video down. Y'all stay with us. We got big things coming up, and we out.